Thank you so much for coming. That's wonderful. Oh, Mrs. Connolly.
Hi, I'm very sorry that I'm late.
Oh, that's quite all right. Mr. Wallace.
Yes?
Could you bring Mr. Connolly in, if you would?
Of course.
Thank you.
Mr. Marlette, I wanted to thank you again for your very reasonable rates. My husband and I were never very well off, what with him never actually getting the promotion to head janitor, and, well, I was concerned that he wouldn't have a decent burial.
Yes, well, our feeling has always been that the funeral business shouldn't simply be about making money. People are grieving, people are in pain. Ah! Here we are.
What is it?
Isn't it lovely?
This must be the demonstration model.
Oh, no, this is your husband. You see, to me, a pseudo-mahogany says elegance without overstating itself.
No. See, this can't be, Frank. This is too small.
Well, it looks small from a distance.
We're 4 feet away.
Exactly. Mrs. Connolly, it's called perspective. You see, the farther away something is, the smaller it appears. But when you come closer, voila!
It's definitely still too small.
Yes, but it is larger than it was.
Can I please look inside?
Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Wallace.
Oh, my God!
What, it's not your husband?
No, it is my husband.
Oh, well, then there's not a problem.
No, Frank was over 6 feet tall.
Mrs. Connolly. Please don't be offended by this, but is it possible that your husband wore lifts?
My husband played college basketball.
Oh, what position?
What difference does it make?
Well, guards are generally smaller.
Wait. Now I know why your rates are so low.
Excuse me?
You chop up the bodies so that you can fit them into those tiny caskets.
Now, Mrs. Connolly, did I mention that the casket would be surrounded by floral arrangements that will give it a certain largeness?
I demand to know what you've done with his legs.
Whose legs?
My husband's legs.
With all due respect, Mrs. Connolly, what would I possibly want with your husband's legs? I already have two.
Yes. I want you to go into that back room or wherever you store your leftovers. I want you to find my husband's legs, sew him back together, and put him into a regular-sized coffin.
Okay, Mrs. Connolly, I think you're taking
Do it now or I will call the police.
All right. I'm not promising anything. But I will go in the back and snoop around. And if, as you suggest, there's been some sort of mix-up, and I do happen to run across your husband's so-called legs, I'll have them put the body back together and have him placed in a larger, and might I add, much more expensive casket.
Fine. Wait, Mr. Bartlett? When you say more expensive, how much more expensive?
Oh, $8,000?
Oh, Mr. Marlette! And you say this little coffin will be surrounded by flowers and...
Oh, yes, Mrs. Connolly, it's going to look wonderful. Did I tell you we can drape some cloth over the top? Perhaps with some vertical stripes.
Oh.
Mr. Wallace, it'll give it leg, much
Oh,
leg.
I see.
Yes, watch this.
Oh, well, look how it's improved.
Oh, yes, you stand.
Just for the time.